Woman is recovering after police say she was kidnapped, forced to withdraw money from an ATM, and then shot.
Channel 2's Tom Jones is live in DeKalb County. And Tom, police say they're following leads. They're trying to catch the gunman.
That's right, Linda. Decatur police say they are gathering evidence in hopes of catching this kidnapping criminal. They say after forcing the victim to withdraw money from several ATMs around the area, he brought her here to Memorial Drive where he shot her and got away.
Oh, wow. That is just terrible. That's unlike this area. I mean, that stuff just doesn't happen out here.
My man clutched his pearls, man. That doesn't happen out here. Well, listen, man. They're everywhere, man. And they feel entitled. Think about it. Just think about it. Use some common sense. If the message they got in 2020 was they could resist arrest, even take the cop's taser and shoot it at him, and the world, the country, would galvanize behind them. Sports teams would take knees, walk out of playoff games because that happened to them. They could fight cops, beat them up. Attempt to reach under seats and all types of stuff. And anything that happened to them, the world was going to turn up. Well, now you have the result of that. Places they wouldn't go before, like, man, I ain't going over there, man. It's hot over there, man. There's a whole bunch of police over there, man. Man, I ain't going over there, man. Now they feel welcome everywhere. They feel like they can go in any neighborhood, subdivision, complex, development, township, borough, district, regardless of the median income. They don't care. They feel like they can go anywhere and commit crime. And if there's an encounter with police, they feel like you guys are going to take their side. And I know it's stupid. Like, it's probably like, damn, man, we ain't going to take this side all the time. That's what they think. And that's all that matters.
Oh, wow. That is just terrible. That's unlike this area. I mean, that stuff just doesn't happen out here.
Theodore White was really bothered by a kidnapping, robbery, and shooting of a woman that began in an area where he works. People who live here were shocked as well.
I don't know what to say. I'm shocked. This is a new complex, isn't it?
Decatur police say it all began right here in the 200 block of North Arcadia Avenue. This is where police say that woman says the gunman forced her inside her car and told her to drive off. Police say he forced her to drive to several ATMs where he made her withdraw money at gunpoint.
Oh my gosh. That's horrific.
When they got to an ATM on Memorial Drive, police say the gunman forced the woman to withdraw more money, then he shot her in the leg.
So she's alive at least. That's good, but...
So he still shot her. And she could have died from that gunshot wound to the leg, man. R.I.P. Sean Taylor, man. Look, man. And these are the criminals. Think about it. These were the guys that already knew it was cops and robbers. Okay, we do our dirt, we get locked up, we get out, we do it again. We do our dirt, we get locked up for a little bit longer, we get out and do it again. We do our dirt, You get locked up, we get out, we do it again. Now, they've bypassed that. We do our dirt, 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 we do our dirt. We get arrested. We get out the next day, a 2024 court date, maybe ankle monitor, and we do it again. We do our dirt, we do our dirt, we do our dirt, we do our dirt, we do our dirt.
Oh my gosh. That's horrific.
When they got to an ATM on Memorial Drive, police say the gunman forced the woman to withdraw more money, then he shot her in the leg.
So she's alive at least. That's good, but how terrible.
The gunman then ran away. Officers say the woman managed to drive herself to the hospital. They'll find new homes and a new shopping center where this began, leaving some with the idea this area is immune to this type of violence.
I actually deliver out here because this is a very nice neighborhood. You know, that's awful. This is awful to hear.
And the woman suffered non-life-threatening injuries. I'm working to find out more about her condition. In the meantime, police say the gunman had on a mask, but they are still working to find out his identity. If you have any information, contact.
So y'all not. So you telling me a glacier glider robbed a woman? He's running around. And y'all not going to tell us it's a glider? So we know it's not a glider. The fact that they don't tell you who it is, that almost guarantees you it's a Sunday. Listen, I know you want to argue and fuss. I'm 8,000 videos in, man. Almost 4,000 on this channel alone. If they don't tell you the information, it's a Sunday. Period.
Tonight, we are hearing from two women who survived terrifying attacks, both caught on camera. One was walking her dog, another was walking with a baby stroller, likely making their attackers think they were easy targets. Zach Tawatari talked to both victims and has their cautionary tales tonight. Zach?
Two women in two different neighborhoods, and in both instances, the would-be attackers confronting them as they were simply walking on the street.
I heard footsteps behind me.
It was earlier this week
He looked to be in a hurry.
when Heights resident Laura Radwan says she was walking her 15-month-old daughter home from the park right here on 12th Street when the man seen in this video.
I realized he was lunging towards my waist, and he started to say, I just need to. But before he could finish the sentence, I started yelling, you need to back up.
Thankfully,
Now, sisters will call her a Karen. They will call her a Karen. That's why it's hard for people to feel sorry for sisters and what they're going through in this country. Because they will call her a Karen. Because he wasn't going to do, all he wanted to do was ask you the time. How you know he was going to her glider tears. Her privilege, so much privilege she has that she can't even walk down the street with her baby in broad daylight in a good neighborhood because she's so privileged.
I realized he was lunging towards my waist, and he started to say, I just need to. But before he could finish the sentence, I started yelling, you need to back up.
thankfully,
Because I used my voice, I intimidated him, he ran away.
and she wasn't assaulted.
And I got really lucky.
And across town near the Galleria, Deneen, who did not want us to show her face, was walking her dog Bogey one morning late last month.
I was terrified.
She was looking down at her phone when she says a man with a gun held her up.
Telling me to give me everything, give me everything. He made like to reach for the leash, and
Who's that hooded, skinny jean wearing bandit? Hooded, skinny jean, big boat tennis shoe wearing bandit. Going to rob this woman while she's walking her dog, man. Give me an idea on that, man.
She was looking down at her phone when she says a man with a gun held her up.
telling me to give me everything, give me everything. He made like to reach for the leash, and I said, "You're not taking my dog."
She began screaming for her husband, who was in the house nearby. The perp ran away with nothing, and thankfully, she wasn't hurt.
I never thought something like that would happen.
Another Karen, man. That brother just wanted directions, man. And here she is screaming and yelling for the cops, man. That's what they do, man. That's what they do to our men, man. You being profiled, man. By Karens, man.
Happen.
Laura says multiple women have come forward on Nextdoor with similar stories.
I'm hoping that if we can catch this early before he's able to do more harm, we can put him away.
And for both women, they're warning others to take precautions and always look over their shoulder. And according to HPD, they're investigating several incidents like Laura's in the Heights area. And while they can't yet confirm that they're related, they do say that they're similar in nature. Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.
That's right. So Cherise Taylor says this all happened while her 2-year-old son was in the car. She can't believe this happened. And now she's headed to the VA to get some therapy.
You shouldn't have to navigate your own city like a war zone. You just should not. It's un-American.
Sister, you begged for this. And I know you did because you a sister and all of y'all are the same. We not about to do that picking fly poop out of pepper. Picking gnat poop out of pepper. We ain't about to do that, man. %97% of y'all vote for Democrats. Up and down the ticket. All of y'all. And listen, as a son, man, I'm able to do a case study. I'm able to do a sample size because my Facebook is full of son women. I'm a son man. Sisters, cousins, aunts, co-workers, classmates throughout the years. And just random people off of those people. So my Facebook page and my Twitter timeline, all my social media accounts was a great what do you say, case study. When I say all, and I'm not talking about 99.9%. I'm talking about 100% of the sisters I know was with defund the police, no bail. Some of them was even with abolish the prisons, get rid of prisons. But they were all with defunding the police, less police, no bail, shorter sentences, diversionary programs, and instead of jail or prison, they were all for that. All of them. And I know y'all know that I'm a measured guy. I look things up. I give y'all the data. I get deep into the numbers. I don't just give y'all BS. I don't just give y'all opinions all the time. I give y'all opinions a lot. But I'll give you an opinion about the facts. I dig deep into the numbers. I go wherever it takes to find out what's really happening. All of them. We're talking, all of them were sounding just like Beyonce's mom. All of them. Every last one of them.
You shouldn't have to navigate your own city like a war zone. You just should not. It's un-American.
Cherise Taylor protected our country for 15 years with the Air Force.
The crime is absolutely out of control, and it's terrifying at this point. Having to use the same tactics in an American city that you use in Iraq and Afghanistan simply to navigate through the city it's scary, and I'm not the only mom feeling this way.
And the sad part is you can't turn this off. These sisters are not going to be for anything. They're going to be, well, we can't, listen, as terrified as this sister is, she'll never vote Republican. She would never vote Republican. And she would never openly advocate for something, a crime bill. She don't have the courage to, because she knows she'll be attacked on all sides. So she knows that she can't. So there's even this sister in this predicament. She doesn't have what it takes to even, as one person, okay, do what it takes to turn this crime wave around. And she's very articulate. She can complete thoughts. She can express herself well. She knows she's been in the Army for 15 years, and she has no power to even just herself be like, man, forget this, man. Lock all of them up, man. Do whatever you got to do to stop this stuff, man. I don't care. Stop and frisk. Bring back stop and She would never go that far.
The crime is absolutely out of control, and it's terrifying at this point. Having to use the same tactics in an American city that you use in Iraq and Afghanistan simply to navigate through the city it's scary, and I'm not the only mom feeling this way.
Taylor says she was headed to pick up her husband on Friday. She was stuck in gridlock traffic on I-10. She says a group in a truck motioned to her to get over, so she let them. Next thing she knows, a man comes up to her passenger door.
So as he comes up, he's kind of close body on the car, and he's like, it wasn't just a small little tug. He's pretty aggressive trying to get the car door open. Makes eye contact with me. He's still trying to get it open a couple of times.
So Taylor picked up her gun.
A standard, finger on the trigger, point, shoot.
Taylor didn't fire, but was ready to. The man eventually ran off. Taylor says what also has her on edge is that NOPD classified this crime as a disturbance. And
sister, this is what you demanded, man. They overcharging our brothers, our kings. Your kings was getting overcharged. The system was going harder on them than it was other groups, man. And you knew this by what study you did. Sisters can't determine that through scuttlebutt and barbershop talk and gossip and hearsay. That's how they came to the decision that, Sunman was just being, targeted and overcharged. When it's actually the opposite. And it was the opposite. And now it's way worse. It's just a disturbance. A guy comes up, broad daylight, gridlock traffic. So they wouldn't even have been able to get away immediately. Think about that. That's what you need to think about the brazenness. They're stuck in gridlock traffic. So they carjack her, right? I guess throw her out the car, put the kids on the side of the road, and they're still stuck in gridlock traffic in her car. That's how brazen it is. It's gridlock traffic. Carjack you, and where they gonna ride off it? That's how brazen it is. And I have absolutely no sympathy for a sister or a pasty liberal. None. You got us all into this mess.
Taylor didn't fire, but was ready to. The man eventually ran off. Taylor says what also has her on edge is that NOPD classified this crime as a disturbance. NOPD said the The incident classification is based on the available information regarding the incident at the time the report was written.
It should be more than just a misdemeanor disturbance.
Michael Haggard is a crime and security expert.
The last thing you want is everyone having a weapon and having the wild, wild west. But when you're talking about a veteran, someone who's obviously trained, not only in handling a weapon, but also those types of situations, she can't wait to see if somebody has a weapon. If they're trying to force themselves into her car, she's got to defend herself.
And Taylor says she was ready to open fire to protect her son.
The emotion, honestly, your body kind of takes on a different form. I stayed in my body, of course, but everything transformed, and it's like, I've trained to do this. I've gone to classes. I'm prior military. If I have to pull this trigger, that's what I have to do.
And Taylor is also urging everybody tonight to drive with your doors locked and your windows up. So far, no arrests have been made in this case. Back to you.